Hi, and welcome back to Android for High School. We're now in Unit 3. In Unit 1, we explored the idea of a mock-up prototype and how to make a wireframe mock-up using basic navigation between activities. In Unit 2, we added interactivity and functionality. We did this by adding scroll views, linear layouts, and we also began to scratch the surface of what we can do with an edit text and how we can access what's put into an edit text and use it to do real things within our app. In Unit 3, we will be manipulating data in a dynamic user interface. The objective for Unit 3 is to create apps that can store, retrieve, and manipulate multiple data entries. Also, build towards networking and cloud communication. There are many ways to store data in our apps. We can store all different types too. Words, numbers, pictures, URLs, anything you can think of. This unit explores the list, a very powerful and versatile tool for working with multiple pieces of data. Not only will we be learning how to make the FortuneCookie app, and in the challenge, the Factoid app, but you can use the skills from this in order to make your own group project more functional. Some of the concepts we will be covering are creating lists of data, retrieving specific data at specific list locations, using random number generators, saving your data to the cloud, retrieving data from the cloud, and processing your data. All right, let's go ahead and get started. In this walkthrough, we will be making the FortuneCookie app. FortuneCookie is designed to be a digital fortune cookie, so you never need to go out to a Chinese restaurant just to get the fortune. You'll have a digital fortune cookie right at your fingertips. FortuneCookie basically consists of a background, a button for next fortune, and an area text field that we can add our fortunes to. If you want to get really clever at the end, you can even add your own lucky numbers. FortuneCookie basically consists of a background picture, a button for next fortune, and a text field that displays our fortune, as well as a text field for random numbers. What are we waiting for? Let's get started. First, start a new Android Studio project. Now I'm going to name this FortuneCookie. Click Next. Make sure that the phone and tablet checkbox is checked. We're going to go ahead and set our minimum SDK to API 18. These boxes don't need to be checked because we're not making anything for Wear, TV, or Android Audio. Go ahead and click Next. Select a blank activity, click Next, and name your first activity. Now, activities always need to be named with a capital letter, and there should be no spaces if it's 2 words. So I'm going to change this from main activity to something a little more specific, like fortune activity, and click Finish. It might take a minute for Android Studio to build your project, so be patient. When Android Studio first loads your project, it likes to give you a tip for the day. We can go ahead and close that now. All right, so we have our new project, but it kind of looks like there's nothing in here, right? No files are open, and it's just this gray screen. So how do we open up some stuff so we can actually do something? Well, let's start by getting our files on the left. Over here, if you click Project, then you'll see some folders over to the left. Now, for consistency, we're going to change this where it says Android to Project. Okay, now let's expand these folders so we can see what we're working with. Go ahead and click this. If we go to the app folder, remember, that's where we're going to find most of the stuff that we need. If we expand SRC or source, we can get to our main folder, which then holds such things as our Java files, right? And if we go to res or resources, we can access things like our drawable folder to hold our assets, along with our layout. right? This is how our screen looks. Let's go ahead and double click on this and see what it looks like now. Okay, so depending on how yours is set up, you might have loaded directly to this where you're looking at the graphical editor and you see FortuneCookie and Hello World. If you're looking at this, this is great. Sometimes, depending on how your Android Studio was last closed, you might be looking at the XML. Now, remember, the XML is just a different way of looking at what's on the screen. And this is the XML code that controls what the screen looks like. So actually, the XML code and the design are really the same thing. But anytime you want to toggle between the XML code and the design, you can do that by using text for XML and design.